Hello everyone and welcome. Day 2 of the Predator Eurotour Stop 3. We are here in Sankt Johann in Pongau for the Predator Austrian Open. The game is 9-ball, race to 9. 2 breaks per person, alternating break format, 3-point rule and a shot clock. And what a match we have coming up here. We have the informed Stefan Kaspers from Germany. He's been playing very well this last period against Mad Max Lechner from Austria, in for a big treat here. My name is Graham Hickman, and joining me in the booth for this one is Tim de Ruyter. Welcome, Tim. Thanks for joining. This is going to be a tasty one.
Yeah, thank you, Graham. Again, very happy to be here, and will be interesting to see. We did, I believe it was us together, we did one match on Lechner before, where his defense actually was really good, but he really struggled on the offensive side, so good to see for him that he still made it all the way to the winners qualification round, but we'll have to step it up a little bit to beat KASPER. In my opinion, a real straight shooter. He's not shy to shoot from any position, I feel like, so yeah, good match coming up. As you can see, made the 1 ball on the break, plenty of balls passing the kitchen line, the head string. Had to get minimum of 2 balls passing, got 3 balls, so he is fine. Let's see if he goes aggressive here. Could take the cut on, could also play the overcut on the 2. Well, interesting shot he's played on the 2. Didn't really play for shape on the 3. Probably he's gonna play safe, cue ball near the 5-6. Get the 3 underneath the 9.
Yeah, interesting first shot. Maybe it was a little bit too thin, but that's a pretty good safety. Yeah, you said at the beginning, Tim, we did commentate on Max earlier today, and we all know how good both these players are. Maybe he wasn't firing on all cylinders earlier, but he's still shooting. And Stefan Kaspers has been on a bit of a fantastic wave over this last period of time. First Eurotour in Italy. I think he got the final where he lost to Joshua Filler. And then he got to the semi-final of the last one. So it's definitely going well and strong in these Eurotour events. One to watch out for sure.
Yeah, okay hit from Max on the 3 ball. Did leave a little bit of opportunity for Stefan, but did not manage to get the cue ball around the 4, so has to play another safety behind the 9 here. Would be nice to be right on top, just to make sure the 1 rail kick over the bottom short rail is not there.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I did watch an interview. It was Joshua Filler who was just talking to the Predator APBF team in an interview, and one thing was really clear, and it's very humid inside the room, inside the venue. So the tables are playing quite, yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. The tables are playing a little bit sticky. The rails are bouncier than usual, and there's less slide on the ball. So it's good to know as a commentator, you know, you can foresee things to happen.
Yeah, it's interesting, Tim. I didn't think about that. The weather, I've seen some of the pictures from some of the players there. It looks fantastic and beautiful at the moment. So yeah, that could be something to take into account. I'd be curious to know if the outside tables and the arena tables are playing similar or different then, given that we have a bit more of an enclosed space here for the TV table. Time will tell. He's got this, I think.
Well, he still played a decent 4-ball, trying to hold it underneath the 9. Could have done with that cue ball just traveling on top of the 5, but don't think. Unless, well, Max is looking at cutting this in, slicing it to the bottom left corner.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea really. If he's going to play it over thin, he might still be able to get it safe. He's missed it completely, Tim. Goodness me.
Wow.
Didn't expect that. He's smiling. Is that a combo straight away in the middle? Maybe.
Well, he likes it, so could be a quick game on the board. Yeah, it is a quick game on the board. First rack goes to Stefan KASPER. A little bit of a messy opening rack. Quite a lot of safeties. So, like Graham mentioned before, it's 2 racks each. So KASPER has one more break. Just curious to see if he is gonna try and break the same. I'm in general not a big fan of just breaking to make the 1 ball. In general, I like going for the wing ball as well. So a slightly thicker contact. Yeah, this is a great break. Nice wing ball, good cue ball control near the center of the table. Does he have a 1-9 combination, Graham?
Yeah, I was just thinking that, Tim. Yeah, maybe just caught a glimpse there as the camera panned around. He might have a shot on this. And if he can catch the right side of the 1, yeah, it's worth going for this, Tim. I think the 9's relatively close to the corner.
Well,
yeah.
The 1 does go also, and he's trading on the 2.
Yeah.
So
yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I do like the run out maybe a little more, but it looked at some point like it was shaping up.
Yeah, I think if the 1 wasn't potable, then the combination would have definitely been his second thought. But as you said, a nice simple stop shot followed by another little stun shot is just as good. These balls are nice, Tim.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, doesn't really have to do much. Yeah, maybe around the 7 to 8. You know, like from the 5 to the 7, make sure you don't get hooked. But, I mean, those are things he should be able to do.
Yeah, I mean, if he can leave such an angle to use a couple of rails of position to come into the 7, that would be ideal. Like you say, he really just needs to avoid that 8 ball. He could play the 7 from the left side of the table, but I think judging by where he was looking, he might want to play it from the right side of the table. All depends how he lands on the 5. Yeah, he's lining it up there.
Well, he did get pretty straight on this 5. So we'll have to draw the cue ball back pretty accurately. I mean, it's easy to underdraw or overdraw. Well, he's even going forward. So he's staying on the left side of the 8.
Yeah, just smart play, really. I think he's just guaranteeing himself the shot on the 7 there. He had a little smile, I think, when he potted that 4 to the 5. I think he was hoping to leave more of an angle on the 5 to go on the 2 rails. But this should still be straightforward.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Commentator
Well, I'm not too sure about that, but he's trying to kill the ball, take the speed out of the shot, and going really close around the corner. So you're most likely to miss that shot thick. So yeah, I think it was a quite sensitive shot. It was not an easy position.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I do think it looked a bit more natural in the angle. I thought he still could have just potted it normally and maybe had a little bit more angle on the 8, but like you say, he wanted to do a little bit more with the cue ball and yeah, maybe just try to bite off a bit more than he could have. But Max will be happy to pick up this little bonus. Yeah, so 1 rack apiece. And again, a few little mistakes early on by both players, but still a long way to go in this. And I think it'll be interesting to see how Max's break works. From memory, I think he was breaking pretty well in our match that we commentated on earlier. I think, if I recall, Tim, Max was breaking pretty well from memory. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. As far as I remember, his break was fine. It was just a couple offensive shots where he struggled, possibly because of how new the cloth was. A couple spin shots. He still scraped through the match, but to win the tournament, definitely had to play a little better. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, he makes the wing, makes the points, but the 1 ball didn't go down, so it went around the table. Yeah, it was close, just below the middle pocket. Doesn't really have an offensive shot here, I think. The 1's a bit in a strange place on the rail. Trying to duck for some cover here, Tim. He might try to play the 1 down below the 9. I don't know if he can get up back behind the 8, or is that too much to ask for the cue ball maybe on the angle?
I just don't think you can hold the 1 ball near the bottom. Like, I think the 1 will be too speedy if you're trying to push the cue ball on top of the 8. So you might opt to bank the 1 ball straight down, like underneath the 3-9. Yeah, it's a little bit of a funny position. He might have to push to a different angle, because from what he has here, there's a double kiss as well with the ball being on the rail.
Yeah, it's a good call, Tim. He's still got a similar kind of angle here, but maybe Max prefers it to be a little bit higher. He's probably going to give this back. The 1's in such a strange place. Try to get cover, unless they just try to focus on putting that 1 ball just below the 9 as best as they can. Could be an option.
Well, in my opinion, if I would be Stefan, I would be wondering, okay, he only tapped the cue ball 1 ball over. What kind of difference does that make? And the only difference is really to take a little bit of speed off when you cut the 1 to the bottom short rail. But yeah, I probably would have given it back, because it doesn't make such a big difference.
Is he going for this? No.
No.
Yeah, I thought he was just going to push it down, but that's going to leak out as he left it.
Yeah, I think it's on.
Yeah.
Yep. Now again, another game where the 7 ball is the most tricky position. Doesn't go in the top left past the 8, so we'll have to build up nicely, possibly straight on the 4. Leaves you a shot on the 6 to cross over, but look at what he's done here. Could he not have played that with topspin? Ooh.
Yeah. There's a couple of shots he's played a bit loose on this, on the positional plate. We've seen from Stefan in the first few racks, so maybe he's still a little bit finding his rhythm or speed control. pretty good distance, but where the 4 ball is, one good shot on this 3, you can hold this, should be okay I think. Just to pinch this, Tim.
Yeah, I think I would try to kill the cue ball here. And then try to get straight on the 4, stop shot, stun over from 6 to 7. Back to the original plan. But he's got angle now on the 4. So will be tougher to get to the 7. As you can see from this angle, 7 does not go by the black 8 ball. So let's see what he does.
I don't like that angle at all. You might have to try and draw this back above the 8 somehow, and be interesting. He's checking again to see if it goes, but it doesn't look like it goes. I wonder if he might have to put a bit of a draw stroke on this, Tim. Try and go around the 8 or something. Or maybe he can go forward and come across to the left side of the table. That goes maybe. Okay.
It did really? Oh, it did go. Okay. Well, that's my mistake, because from every angle I looked, I thought the 7 didn't go. Okay, so made something happen there.
Can be a bit deceiving sometimes. Just throwing his extension on the floor. It can be a bit deceiving on the camera angles, but no problems.
Oh, the cue ball. Oh
traveling.
Boy. Ooh.
Wow. Players having a bit of a chat.
Yeah, it's still interesting, in my opinion. I mean, we know now that the rails are a little bit different. Like this one, I thought he was gonna play with inside spin, 1 to 2. There's a couple different choices they are making because of the tables playing different. On the new cloth, I could understand why you could maybe play it that way, but with the fast rails, you can easily scratch.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's just playing a part of choices, like you say, but I'm sure they'll adapt quick enough. But again, he makes the ball, the wing ball goes down. No, it doesn't. 1 ball went down, sorry. But he does make the points, and again, he doesn't really have a shot. And it looks like another push out.
I mean, that's the down part of breaking to make the 1. In general, you're gonna have the cue ball lower in the rack. And then every time the ball goes up table, you're most likely not to have something.
Yeah, and Max there opting to mess the table up a little bit more, just as a bit more of insurance. It's an interesting one. He's going to play probably a kick and stick maybe, Tim, here, or is it off the back cushion?
I actually don't see too much. Yeah, I like the fact that Stefan gave it back, because the only thing I see is to go aggressive, go for the cut, run the cue ball towards the 3, and if you don't make it, most likely it's gonna be safe. Well, he chose, yeah, just the basic opposite sides, but in that case, even if it would be the full hook, I think Stefan is in a good position to hit the 2. So I think it was still a good choice for him not to shoot it.
Yeah, I think we're going to be in a little bit of a safety battle here. Even if someone wants to leave the 2 ball available, there's not really a run out here. But if you can get quite a good hook or safety Maybe you can try to make something happen. You probably want to try and get the cue ball down by the 4 maybe here, Tim. Oh, he's going the other way. He's putting the 2 with the traffic, trying to bring it round. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I do like it. Obviously, he was trying to bring the cue ball behind the 7 as well, but sometimes it's just not laying perfect on both sides, object ball and the cue ball side. Now, I would say he's still able to kick over the right side. Possibly kick and stick behind the 3. But he's going 2 rails. It's a good hit, but he's gonna be in trouble right away, I believe so. Max can even play the 2 softly thin of the 4 and run the cue ball into the 5. Then he will open up the cluster and have the stick.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, Tim. That's a great call. Needs to make sure that he doesn't push the 2 ball over the left side of the table if he does play that shot. He's not playing it though, he's going the other way. He's trying to open them up that way. I'm not sure about this one.
Oh.
There's a cue ball. Wow. Judged it well, to be fair. The balls are a lot more open now. He could play another slow one. Same kind of shot as he played before, but could be in the same position again. He's going for power this time. It's a pretty good hit, but he was hoping for luck there, to be honest, Tim. I don't think there was really a plan other than trying to maybe separate the balls a bit.
Well, I do like the pace he's played. I don't think the soft was easy, and to get the save after wasn't easy at all. So I did like the little bit more pace, just caught the double kiss. Now, basically perfect on the 3 ball there, so yeah, just gotta make sure he has angle on the 4. I don't think he's gonna be bumping into the side pocket point, so get angle on the 4, and then from there, yeah, stay in line. Doesn't have to be too tough, this layout. Just doesn't want to fall straight. No.
Yeah, so it turns out that shot that Max played at the beginning on his push out, causing the balls to be a little bit more messy, kind of pay dividends in this rack, and he earned the chance to run them out. So probably one more good shot here to get a good angle on this 6 to get to the 7, and it should be all over. Yeah, should be no problems here, Tim. It's a natural angle coming back across the table into the space that he needs to be, so it's just a choice whether he goes above the middle pocket or below.
Well, in that case, he's always gonna try and stay close to his work. He's a tall player as well, so maybe the cue is a little bit too short, that's why he's grabbing the extension, but he has the reach, so shouldn't be too tough. Whenever you have the chance, you play nearby your next shot, of course. Yeah, two stop shots to get the score 2 each.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair scoreline considering what's happened in the first 4 racks, to be honest.
Okay, so we got 2 breaks coming up for KASPER. Could have had a little bit of a lead, but missed the 7 ball earlier. Still okay, still hanging in there. Basically starting over in this set. Score is square and 2 breaks coming.
Wow.
Well, that's the break. Lost the cue ball just a slight bit, but I like the pace and the impact he had on the 1 ball. 3 balls in, shape on the 2. Might have to play the 2 in the corner and just draw back a slight bit. Take the cut on the 4. With the 5 being that much available. Yeah, managed to get the cue ball off the rail as well, which makes a big difference on this 4 ball. So now just gotta make sure he has angle on the 5 to either play for the left side of the 6 or to go 1 rail into the 9 ball.
Yeah, it's a good call. He does have a bit of angle, so he has options. What would you be favouring here, Tim? Do you feel going into the 9 is probably a smarter shot? As long as he does hit the 9, he's good.
Well, if he had more angle, I probably would have played to go into the 9. But now he can actually kill the cue ball, I feel like. No. He went all in. Snatched at it a little bit too short of a stroke.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit of a snatch. And it's actually landed not too bad as well, even though it's on the cushion. The position to the 6 ball is quite okay. He's naturally going to come off the cushion as well, so should leave a little bit of angle on this 6 to come across for the 8. Yeah. Bit snatchy that one, Tim.
I mean, it's still tough. Like I mentioned before, the conditions are different than the last 2 events we've had. Those were actually like weather-wise really nice conditions to play in. Now, of course, with the summer coming up, the weather is good, more humidity. They're in the mountains too, so everything is a little different, and that also means the stroke of the players have to be a little different. So KASPER, I know he usually plays really well on the new cloth, but possibly one of the reasons why he missed the 5 is because he needed a little different stroke, because the cloth plays a little bit more worn out. Saying on draw shots, spin shots, everything needs a little bit of a different timing. Yeah, so the missed 5 ball cost KASPER one of the 2 breaks. Lechner now 3-2 leading. Let's see if the German can tie the score at 3. Actually played a couple of good shots here if you look overall. It's just his 5 ball. You can see he kind of cheated the pocket a little bit also to play the bump.
Yeah, I was just about to say that on the... You could see he caught it thin, so he maybe, like you said, he didn't have enough angle to get the 9 ball bump naturally. Maybe just forcing it. Yeah, obviously cost him a little bit there. But he has a second chance on this break.
Well, does make 2. The 1 ball stays up nicely. I mean, definitely wasn't planned, but he'll take it. Just look at the 1 ball.
Yeah, and the 2.
the only shot I really see is from 4 to 6. So you have to make sure you set up yourself nicely from 3 to the 4. Could go to the left side of the 8. And if you get straight on the 4, it's okay. If you go a little bit over more, you can go 1 rail out.
Maybe a bit too much angle on this 3, Tim. You might have to come to the right side of the 4 here. Not sure if you can hold it and go up to the left side of the black. Not sure.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
just.
I would have liked to be a little straighter. Ooh.
Yeah, he pinched a little bit to straighten the pot up. Bit risky, but worked out. Pretty good angle here, really. Shouldn't be going anywhere near the centre pocket. And then he's got options. Could try to pinch it and pull it back, or play the 8 in the bottom corner. A couple of options here. Depends what he prefers.
So he does pull back 1 game. At least got 1 out of the 2 games. But as you can see, still frustrated by how he missed the 5 ball 2 games ago. So it looks like we have a timeout on our hands. Let's have a little roam over the room while we look at the previous rack, of course. Let's see. We have 1 American in action. Payne McBride currently losing 5 to 7 against Anastasios Kyriakidis. Mateusz Snigocki on the other TV table, I believe, is up 4-1 against Alexa Pacelia. Let's see if there's more interesting. Mario Hay and Sanjin Pelivanovic are also playing to qualify to the last 32. Tobias Bongers and Nicolas Dor, German affair, 3 each. Mario Hay currently leading 4 to 3, by the way. Should mention the score, I guess. And Mohamed Soufi just started his match against Kasper Matikainen, new European 9-ball champion. Currently leading 1-0 over the Syrian. Yeah, a lot of German players in this field, obviously, because Austria is not too far away from Germany. So every year this stop is full with players I've never heard of, and then you watch them and you figure out that they can really play. So it's always interesting to see a couple new names in the winners qualification here. We have Thomas Binder against Oliver Zonocki. Currently the score 4 to 3 for Oliver. So yeah, always interesting to see the new names. So timeout, maximum 5 minutes away from the table, so won't be too long, I'm guessing, before Max will be back. Mad Max from Austria, looking to win his first Eurotour title in Austria. That would be probably the most ideal situation for him.
Yeah, Max is probably well overdue a title, Tim, in terms of how good he is on the big stage. He's travelled a lot of tournaments, a lot of runner-up places, gone deep in a lot of events. We would have thought somebody of Max's level would have won multiple events by now, but hasn't seemed to happen for him just yet. Still time, of course.
Okay, so Max is back. Has 2 breaks coming up now. Maybe. Well, he maybe had to go to the restroom, who knows. But it could also be a different strategy, saying take a timeout, put my opponent in the chair. Now if I break and run twice, my opponent has been in his chair for maybe 10-15 minutes. So it could be strategy.
I like the way you're thinking, Tim. Creative, strategic approach to keeping your opponent in the chair. But Max did run some racks in the match. We commentated on him earlier today. It's a pretty good hit. Lost the cue ball a little bit. Did make the balls and make the points. But doesn't have a shot on the 3 ball. 1 and 2 were deposited. Yeah.
Well, the cue ball did track quite a bit underneath the second diamond, the second round dot on the long rail, which that's what we usually measure, like, yeah, for the pool noobs, the new people to pool. They don't know what the dots are for. Usually we use them to measure, maybe going rail first, but also to explain where we are wanting to have the cue ball to go. And in this case, in general, they like to have the cue ball on the second diamond, maybe slightly higher. And he has been hitting him a little lower though.
Stefan laughing a little bit. Not sure if he's having a conversation with somebody on the side, but something's amusing him. Not sure if we missed something there, Tim, but he's laughing at something. Now Max is laughing, so maybe a internal joke, I don't know.
Yeah, there must be an inside joke. Obviously, they both speak German, so it's not the first time they spoke to each other. There might be more to it. Let's see. Does he play the carom into the 4, or is he gonna try and make the 3 ball?
Yeah, good call, Tim. I think it was a 2-way shot. You try for both.
Still tricky shot though. This 3 ball is a must make, and you have to play at the pace to where if you don't make it, you're most likely to sell out as well. Oh, good cueing. Nicely done.
It's not ideal, this. He's going to be running into the 9 ball here. I don't think the 9... Is it going to go? Can he just hit the 9 in such a way? If he can catch the 9 ball on the left side with a little bit of topspin, then the cue ball could release and head up towards better position on the 7. May even make the 9 here, potentially.
Yeah, I didn't really feel like he was going to make the 9, honestly. Could have chosen to play the carom on the 9, but obviously he had more faith in pocketing the 6 from there. And this is a long 7 ball.
Yeah, it's a tough shot. He does have a nice angle to go around the other side of the 8 ball, but yeah. Has he got the cover? Don't think so. Looks tight. Bit short again. with pace. It's a thinner 8-ball than he would have liked. He's pointing to the cushions there. Maybe he's struggling with the conditions, like you said, Tim. He seems to be a bit out of sorts at the moment with position play. Yeah, he does get very animated, Stefan. We watched him quite a bit over these last Eurotours and European Championships, and he's not afraid to show his emotions. He can get quite animated and frustrated, but then still goes down. Great 9-ball.
I mean, we all have a habit like this, you know. It's like sometimes you just know, usually you play a lot better than the things you're showing. And even though some people say, you know, stop complaining, you're making all the balls, but it's about knowing that you could have put yourself in so many better positions than you did.
Yeah, of course. I think he's just thinking what's going on. Can't seem to get a hold of that cue ball how he would normally like to do it, but he still has a 4-rack-to-3 lead, with Lechner breaking off for his second break. And again, he makes the points. And again, he's got no shot on the 2-ball, and it's in a very interesting place here, Tim. Yeah, is he forced to go for the kick here, or is he trying to find a push out?
Well, this time he hit the break slightly thicker, but the result is horrendous. I might swing at this. I mean, you have to do something. Yeah, he's going for it.
Yeah, and there's some rewards as well, Tim. If he catches the cushion slightly first, the cue ball can release up the table for the 3. So there's value in it, as long as you catch the cushion first. How's your luck? Yeah, I think you had to go for that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he can either play safe or maybe even cut it in. But I'm feeling with how they are feeling and with everything that's going on, I feel they're going to play more and more defense. Less tricky shots.
Yeah, I don't think he's played it. Of course, he's got the hook there, but could have been a lot closer to that 6-ball. He does have a pretty straightforward 1 reel into the 2. It's just, can he judge the pace to create some separation? Get that 2-ball up the table. Oh, he's trying the little flick off the edge. Could be a foul, this. Was that cushion first, Tim?
Yeah, I don't think he hit the rail.
Yeah.
Yep.
Always risky, those shots. Have to be so accurate. Does happen more often than you think, those shots, Tim, doesn't it? If you don't catch it right, the cushion comes begging.
Well, also, it kind of looks like he failed miserably. But can you imagine how close he actually was in playing a really good shot? You know, this was like not even real far off. But yeah, I mean, not far off doesn't count in pool. It's a mean game sometimes.
Definitely is. But a great chance here for Stefan to extend his lead. And what makes it even more in his favour is that he'll have won 2 of the racks from Max's break, which means he will have his own 2 breaks to come after this. And judging by how he has been breaking, he seems to be getting a lot more opportunities on the break than Max does at the moment. I'm not sure on this angle. Will you have to play the 7 in the middle, or is he not going to play a combo, surely? Okay, what do I know?
Well, he is off angle on the 9. I kind of agreed with you. I'm surprised. But to play the 7 in the center, he has to land perfect as well.
Yeah, maybe the drawback. Just give him a little bit better opportunity to make... Oh, the combo wasn't too bad. On the camera it can be a little bit deceiving. But Max will be a bit annoyed there. I feel like he's breaking okay, but just not getting any kind of luck at anything. And yeah,
well, I just would like to see him breaking just a slight bit thicker. I just think he will get more shapes. But it's also easier said than done. You know, I'm here behind the computer screen and he's there actually fighting fighting for everything he's got, you know. So it's not always easy to say, well, let's just cut it a little thicker, you know, like obviously it's super tough out there, especially when the conditions get like humid, sticky. That's definitely a kind of pool that many players cannot play.
Yeah, but this is the difference right here. Pretty good break from Stefan, but yeah, what do you see here, Tim? I mean, he's got an open shot on the 1. That's all you can ask for, really. Make the point and an opportunity again.
Well, did hit it actually quite similar to Max, just the only difference is the cue ball stayed above the 9. Still tricky layout. Has to get perfect on the 2. A little bit of traveling back and forth. 1 to the 2, 2 to the 3, and then find the window on the 5. And also, then still 5, 6, 7 could be trouble as well. Difficult to get the cue ball out of that little corner on the bottom left on the 5. So he's going 2 rails now.
Yeah, it's key shot here.
Oh, he has landed straight on the 3.
Yeah, if you can get a little bit of angle on the 5 ball, I mean, if he's perfectly straight, maybe just take that medicine, do a stop shot, and have a straight drawback on the 5. That could get him out of that traffic, Tim. Yeah, kind of. Maybe you can draw it past the 9 here. He might have a little bit of angle, maybe.
Well, I'm definitely gonna try and go 1 rail. Either go around the 9 or catch the 9. Well, he drew it straight back. Beautiful cueing. Kind of solved the whole thing. If he even gets to the center of the table on the 7, he should be fine.
Yeah, that worked out pretty well. Being straight on the 3 wasn't such a bad outcome. He's lost the cue ball a little bit there, he feels. Pointing at the cushion. Maybe like you say, Tim, a little bit more reactive on certain shots. But if he's straight on this 7 as well, don't know if he can draw it straight back off the rail or if he's got any angle at all here.
Well, he is still getting the job done, but he doesn't really look excited about his performance so far. Even though he's 6-3 up against Maximilian Lechner here in the screen. Having a tough time as well.
Yeah, I think what you said is right, Tim. He's getting the job done and he's laughing and joking. But I think the big thing for me, the break he has, is being big difference so far in this match. I think either way, however Max has been breaking, he still has been potting balls, but not really had a shot in open player from memory. But I think every time Stefan is breaking, he seems to have a chance, not necessarily even to run out, but at least an open shot. And he's taking advantage at the moment.
Yeah, one more break for KASPER. We are breaking his alternate break per 2 games. So this is his last break of the 2. Yeah, as you see, he's just hitting it slightly thicker. The wing ball basically flying in. Sure, he didn't get the shape on the one, but look at the cue ball. It's like 2.6, 2.7 diamonds on the rail. Wing ball flying in. Do you consider something aggressive here on the 8, or rather play safe?
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I don't know if he can thin edge the one. It's a bit aggressive, really. Maybe goes for the bank. Yeah, I think he did go for the bank. And he has left a chance for Max here. Not an easy one by any means. It does go. It's tight. It's looking behind the 3, but surely the pot is on.
Yeah, surely not an easy shot by any means, but yeah, frustrating for Max. He's basically not getting much after the break, and then occasionally he's getting a tough shot, which he has missed here and there.
Yeah, great. Just struggling to get in the match, really. He's kind of hanging on to Stefan's coattails at the moment. Chance to get a good safety here, though, because that's a bit of a loose one. Does he take this on aggressive and just try to make something happen to him?
Well, I'm not sure, honestly. I mean, he has been going very aggressive. Maybe he should hold back at times, you know. Well, you kind of have to go here, I feel like. As you can see, it's still a little bit awkward. You have to spin the ball a little bit around the 5, 2 rails. So low right. Yeah, and missed it. Where's the cue ball? Behind the 4 possibly? No. He might have left the 1 ball on. Might have. I'm not saying he did, but...
It looks tight for sure on this angle. Oh yeah, from that angle it definitely had to go. Give it a chance. I think in the back of his mind he was thinking safety as well, clearly. But yeah, you can see from here it looks like he's got him hooked. I'll try and go between the 8 ball here, I think. This would be some gap to find if he does. Well, it wasn't a bad hit from that angle, just maybe a bit short on pace. Some options for Max. He's probably going to track the 8 ball here would be the most logical shot here, Tim, but where the 1 ball goes after contact with the 8 is maybe a bit of a lottery, unless he goes 1 in the corner and pot the 8 with the cue ball.
yeah, I think I like both. The only thing is I was expecting him actually... Oh. Was expecting him to play it slightly softer.
Yeah, like more dead weight.
Yeah, the only tricky part that could have happened is the cue ball staying behind the 7 if you play softer. I think he's played an alright shot there. Doesn't have the full cover. Didn't get the cue ball behind the 7 enough, I feel like. Nope. But it's a little bit of a tricky position for KASPER and not easy to get yourself out of. Might have to play just the basic opposite sides. Yeah, just wait. But the bank is on. This one is close. We might see Max go aggressive again.
Yeah, if the 3 ball goes past the 4, it could be worth... I don't know if he can hold the cue ball on the right side of the table. But if he plays it with pace, he could draw back for the 3 in the top right if he does go offense. That's what he's tried. Misjudged it. It's interesting this time. I don't see any hiding spots here. Thin edge on the right side doesn't really get cover. Can't really play off the left side properly. Does he go really aggressive and try and cut this one in just because of where the 3 is?
No, because the 3 also doesn't pass the 4. I like this. The thing is, the cut did not have that much value. Because you're not gonna get straight in on the combination guaranteed.
Yeah, I think it's hard to tell if that 3 definitely doesn't pass the 4. It did get a little nudge from the 1 ball there. So maybe now it definitely doesn't go. Oh, this is a good shot. He's in a lot of trouble here. I wouldn't be surprised if Stefan tries to cause another problem, maybe. Oh, he's going to ask the referee to watch this one. Doesn't even look like he can actually get around there. 3 ball to hit the 1 from this angle, but maybe he thinks he can.
Yeah, he can go 2 rails from the back, soft. Oh, it looks wide. Doesn't want to bump the 4. Oh, yeah, he's opened up the 1.
Yeah, I thought that was tough to... just with the slide. But now he's opened the pocket as well for the 3 ball to pass. That's pretty good. Nice angle here. Just a bump off the rail. Leave a bit of angle on the 4. Come down for the 5. 5 to 6 will be key shot here. He's got plenty of table space, but needs to just manage his work so he can have a nice angle on the 6.
I think he's landed pretty nicely. I mean, yeah. I was gonna say it looked to be maybe a little bit straighter, but he should be fine here to stun either to the center of the table. I sometimes like, with the bouncy rails, I like to just try and land in between the 6-7. Oh, needs the cue ball to go. Well, there's always a cut.
Yeah, I think that's because he tried to play what you said, Tim. maybe try to come in between. I think maybe the safe option could have been just to go a little bit higher, punch it in, but you always risk that 7 ball coming into play if it runs away from you. Good thing is the 7's pretty near the side, so just go all in on this cut. Yeah, it's
Beautiful. Yeah, definitely needed a big recovery shot there, especially being under the gun, 6-3 down. Needs one more good shot here though. Probably top right spin, arc the cue ball back. Yeah, perfect. So, the nod of the head, both so not happy with their performance, you can just see it. It's quite the grind so far this match, but that's also how pool can go, you know. It's not always playing well, only breaker runs, you know, you have to play a tough game. 6-4 now, the German leading, Stefan KASPER over Max Lechner, but yeah, quite the frustration around the table.
Yeah, Max just hanging on. But I think what you called earlier, Tim, he pushed the boat out on a few shots. And I think a good safety shot there won him the rack, so might be worth just trying to see if he can keep things a little bit tighter. Not go for too many crazy ones, but he is hoping to get a shot on the break. Yeah, he's definitely due one, you would think. Makes a wing ball. Doesn't get a shot again, Tim. Goodness me, he's not having any luck on this break at all.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a jump cue out here, because this time actually I did like the way how he broke the balls. Yeah, it's horrendous right now. The one ball hit the side pocket point, bounced back behind the 9. You kind of have to go. Like, there's no place on the table where you can push out. I feel like only to the bottom short rail, and you're gonna be hooked right after. If you make the 1, cue ball runs towards the 5 one rail. Yeah, I kind of feel you have to. Nice shot. Does he get on the 2? Does he get on the 2? No, he's hooked himself again. Yep. Let's try another one.
It's just not going his way at the moment. It's a pretty good jump on the 1. Always a bit hard to control, to know exactly where it's going to go. To be totally hooked on the 2 was unfortunate. Chance here for Stefan. Tough 2 ball, but we do know he's can be very accurate on these long shots. Could stun this over for the 3 in the bottom corner.
Yeah, not an easy shot by any means, of course. Cue ball pretty close to the short rail, but definitely makeable. Yeah, and I feel both of them are actually dragging each other down. Did land perfect on the 3 ball, but that's also the reason why he's missed the 2 ball that far. Same thing, like I don't understand why he's hit it that firm.
Yeah, I agree. Just pocket speed. The cue ball was going to come round anyway, but didn't seem like he needed to play it so firm. I mean, this is an extremely thin cut now. If he does decide to go for it, he might not even be able to cut this in. Didn't think so. It's a pretty good shot though, I think, if it does hold up. Yeah, he's left an edge. There is a half chance for a safety here, Tim. Just play the 2-ball off the short rail and back down, send the cue ball 2 rails to the right side of the table. Maybe try and get some cover. He needs to avoid the double kiss though.
I mean, it's not an instant sellout, but you would expect Max to play another hook here. Could send the 2-ball 2 rails away, cue ball behind the 7-5. I think he's played it really well. Look at the 2 balls well close to the rail. 5-ball does have the 2 fully hooked. Will be difficult to defend this, especially with the jump cue coming in so straight into it. The double kiss is big on this one.
Yeah, he might try to bank this one. Go offense. Yeah, he tried it. Oh, good effort. How's the luck? Does it go past the corner, into the corner? He's smiling, so maybe it does, but he's tapped on the table, Tim, so that tells me it doesn't go.
Nope. Another set. Look at the cue ball.
Oh, Tim. It's going from bad to worse. I think what you said earlier, they're pulling each other down. This is turning into a bit of a chop fest in terms of who's going to make the least amount of mistakes.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I think he's trying to catch the 6-ball full. Don't think he ever expected the scratch as well. Now 3 rail shape from 3 to the 5. As long as you hit the 3rd rail, you're basically guaranteed to be on the 5.
It was still a bit of a gift though. Scratching was unforgivable really. I think if he was going to hit that, aim for that 6-ball full in the face, to just thin edge it was a bit of a miscalculation. So I guess we'll never know what he was trying to play. What we do know is Stefan is happy to pick up the pieces here. Let's go 3 racks in front. A little bit short, but he's still okay. Kept running.
Yeah, 7-4 Stefan KASPER. And I mean, it's not like we can say Max did have plenty of chances actually to make this even. Of course, after the break he's not getting a bunch of it, but like this opportunity here, he's had a couple here and there where I feel he just didn't clear the table.
Yeah, I think he's definitely been trying to make something happen, but it just hasn't been working. I think the break's been a little bit of a killer for him at this moment. I believe Stefan has taken a short timeout, Tim. So we'll just take a moment ourselves and we will rejoin you when the players return back for the next break. Back in a moment.
And we are back here from Sankt Johann in Pongau with the Predator Austrian Open. Stefan Kasper currently leading 7-4 over Maximilian Lechner. Quite the struggle for a match. And in the booth with me is Graham Hickman and myself, Tim de Ruyter. And is it time for shape on the 2? Does he get something on the 2? Yes, but not really. Don't really think there's much actually to get by making the 2 ball. Not so much shape on the 3. Might have to play another safety.
Yeah, I think at least he can kind of see the 2. He hasn't really had anything to go at, and it's a funny one, you know. I think sometimes when you don't see a ball that much, do you go aggressive? Depending how much you can see, you could put it behind the 9. Yeah, it's a pretty good shot, Tim. I like that shot. Even though he wanted to try and be offensive, sometimes you just have to be patient again, and it's all you can do.
Oh.
And actually, yeah, it might look a bit messy here, but just because of where the 2 is, I'm wondering, Tim, if he can pot the 2 and play a bump into the 3. I'm just going to play it straight in the face and use the 5. But then the 5 will move the 3. I like that shot. Cut the 2 in. Maybe you have to play it with a little bit of right hand spin and maybe try to push the 3 further left side for the left corner pocket. Could be an option.
Yeah, I do like that. Not too firm, but try to catch it full. Ooh.
That'll work.
Well, this is fine too, actually. Yeah. That works. Now, does the 7 go in the top right? I wouldn't be too worried about 3, 5, 6. If the 7, okay, the 7 does go in the top right, as you can see from this angle. So he is kind of doubting this 3, 5, but just make sure you cut it enough. You don't have to hold the cue ball.
Yeah, just come 1 rail. Should be fine. Just play the 3 into the 5, and yeah, I like what you said, Tim. Just cut it thin enough and use the. Should come off just above the diamond, and the 3 ball should stick up around the pocket. Yeah, seemed pretty straightforward.
Well, you had to cut the ball a little bit more than it looked like for us, but then still quite manageable. Has to step it up from here if he wants to qualify over the winner's bracket into the last 32.
Yeah, but where the 8 ball is here, Tim, as long as he lands pretty straight on this 7, this looks good. Stop shot on the 7 pretty much, or hold it very close to that area. 8 ball in the side, again, pretty much a stop shot. This should be okay. So a good safety. Made a mistake from Stefan. They're still laughing. Curious to know what they're laughing and joking around, but either way, a rack that Max needed very much on his break.
Well, one thing I could imagine, I know they both play for the same team in the first Bundesliga. So the club is named BV Brodorf. So I'm guessing it has something to do with that. Like I said, I'm just not sure, but they have played quite some time together, so maybe it's something. I don't think we have a chance to find out.
Yeah, at least having fun. Laughing through the pain, Tim. Laughing through the pain of whatever they feel about this match. They're both having their emotions. As long as we can all have fun. This is awkward. I don't know how much of the one he can hit. If he can hit pretty much most of the one ball, then he could bring the one up and down, try and get some cover.
Well, tried to get the cue ball behind the 5 and hold it, but wasn't really there. Does Max have a nice shot on the 1 to get to the 2? Would prefer to be on the right side of the 2 ball, but you still need the angle on the 1 to stay there.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but he's got options here. He can go for the roll. I kind of felt he could have also stunned that, you know, Tim, and just took a little bit of a more trickier 2 ball. But yeah, I don't know if he can hold for the 2 here. Will you have to come above or to the left side of the 2? I could just hold. Good chance now for Stefan to get on the hill here, Tim.
Yeah, simply just too many mistakes from LECHNER's side. I mean, it's not like either side has played well, but yeah, definitely offensive. The offensive side, I think Max has just missed too many balls, just like in one of the earlier rounds we did. Oh, how's the speed? Just okay, but too much angle to hold the cue ball now, so we'll have to go 3 rails around. Has to be careful not to run into the 8. Or the 9. Ooh.
Oh, and it's just landed. Awkward, Tim, as well. It's going to hamper his cueing. Or is it? Oh, I can just get through. That's incredible. That makes a big difference in this shot. A little bit cue ball to the left there, and he was bridging over the top of the 9. That made that 6 ball, or could have made that 6 ball way more difficult than it needed to be, but nonetheless, good 6 ball, pretty good 7.
Well, he does get the job done, but don't ask us how. Every time they have to move the cue ball a couple rails around, that's where the funny things start to happen. So 8-5 now. Stefan KASPER leading. 1 game away to get to the last 32 single elimination stage. Now, did make the wing ball. Did he get enough? Well, based on his body language, I would say no. Did not make the wing ball actually, excuse me. 7 ball got bumped in. Does have a safety shot behind the 6-8. It's played it really well. If it stays behind the 4, it does not stay behind the 4, so there is an aggressive shot here for Max. Jump combination 1-2, and I think if he makes it, he's most likely to get shape on the 1 ball as well. So
yeah, I think he's got a good chance to make this. He catches the 1, even cushion first. Oh, he's missed it altogether. Incredible. I actually thought he would have had a good chance at making that 1. So tough shot here on the 1 in the top left. So I don't know how he's going to hold for the 2. Could he play into the 9 ball maybe, Tim? Just to leave a little bit of angle, because unless he puts a big stroke on this one, but maybe a bump might be the shot.
well, either that or maybe still stun into the long rail, but I do like the bump. Now it's back and forth. Play the 3 in the right center. Could maybe foresee some trouble from 5 to 6, but it just really depends on the angle you put yourself on the 5. So a little bit of work to do, but on the other side, looking to close it out. Quite surprised actually he played that line instead of just a regular back and forth straight over.
I mean, could it have landed any better though, Tim? What a bump there on the 3, absolutely ball in hand. He's left this a little bit awkward though. You wanted either more angle one way or the other. Don't think he's got much angle to play with here unless he can pinch a bit. He's going forward. It's a pretty good shot considering.
Well, he did run a little further, so he won't be able to play to the top right corner to play the 6 in the top left. So he has to play the cut on the 6 and hold the cue ball. So this is one of those shots you see people miss these on the thick side just to hold the cue ball. Put some drag on it, cue ball on the rail. 2 balls away from last 32, beating Max Lechner. Any nerves? Well, he handled it perfect. He got decently close on the 9. So this to get through and put Maximilian Lechner into the loser bracket. We'll have to win 1 more to qualify later on.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy match all in all, to be honest. A little bit up and down from both players. They struggled to try and control that cue ball. Shaking of the head from Stefan. Little thumbs up there. Not sure he really thinks how he won that match. Max didn't get much off the break, but as Tim said, he did what he needed to do to get the job done. So thanks very much to Tim de Ruyter for joining me. Graham Hickman in the box for this one. Pleasure as always. We'll be back shortly in an hour and a half or so for some more matches throughout the rest of this day. Until then, we hope you'll come back and join us. Bye for now.